Okay, so we got another day where I woke up way too early and can't get back to sleep. So that means we're gonna get another action figure out of the way. With all these action figures, I have to open a ridiculous amount of action figures that I have to open. So because I just like sometimes I'm just not feeling it, man, and I work a lot and I get tired and I get home and I just want to sit around and veg out. But sometimes I wake up and I can't get back to sleep, so that's when I wind up doing a lot of these videos. So this is Jinx. No, wait, it's not Jinx. It's Akiko from the Snake Eyes GI Joe Origins movie. Yeah, there's still some of these floating around, and you can find them for good clearance prices. I've been meaning to pick up this figure for a while, and recently when I saw one on uh, on Amazon for like $10, I was like, I'll go ahead and pick her up. Uh, and I was thinking about buying a second one so that I actually could repaint her into a red outfit, but uh, then I wound up getting one for cheap, another one that I found at like Ollie's or something, and it was ridiculously cheap. So I picked up a second one, and or was it Target? Was it marked down at Target? It doesn't matter. Both of them I got for cheap. So I was thinking maybe I could keep one. You know, the idea was maybe I could keep one just as is and repaint the other one in red. But then I'd seen where somebody had done a custom of a Tiger Force Jinx, and I'm like, damn it, no, I have to do that. So the artwork on here is fairly nice. It's kind of glossy. I got to kind of try to turn it at the right direction. She looks quite lovely, doesn't she? Yes, she does. So let's go ahead and open her up. The same picture of Snake Eyes on the back that was on the other movie figures, which I've done like I think all the movie figures except this one because I did. I think it was Snake Eyes, Scarlet, Storm Shadow, and not Jinx. So I really don't understand why this character just wasn't Jinx because, like, to me, she was similar enough to Jinx. They could have just called her Jinx, and it would have been fine. Like, she would have been closer to Jinx than a lot of other characters were than to the person they were named after in the movie. So, yeah, I don't know. It just really bothered me that they made a movie called Snake Eyes Origins, and then like it ends before you see his origin. You don't really see his origin in the movie, so he's still just the guy who's supposed to become Snake Eyes, I guess. But it's like if they made a movie called Superman Origins and it was just about Jor-El hanging around doing stuff, and then at the very end of the movie, there's like a slight ground quake, and Jor-El's like, "Uh-oh, better look into that." And that's your Superman Origins. That's how I felt about that GI Joe Origins movie that didn't really delve into Snake Eyes Origins. So get her out there. No annoying rubber bands or twist ties or anything like that holding her in here. I imagine this is not going to be a very long video because it's a pretty basic figure with not a lot of accessories. But that's okay because I got her for ridiculous cheap, and I'm just going to use her for custom fodder. So if I wind up getting a third one, I might just keep her like this because this honestly isn't a bad color scheme. Uh, but I think I'm going to wind up painting one of them to be in red and one of them to be in the Tiger Force colors. So there she is. Nice head sculpt. Got some pretty sharp bangs. Got like a cool little bun in the back. And, I don't know what you call this, where it's like the little forelocks that hang down on the sides, you know. But it's a nice looking figure. She got a nice head sculpt. Uh, Wearing like kind of a basic sort of ninja outfit, but like a kind of slightly more modernized version of a ninja outfit. Like to me, this looks kind of like a cross between like your standard traditional ninja outfit and like a kind of a motorcycle outfit with like lots of zippers and stuff like that. You see, there's some zippers on the wrists, and there's some zippers down the sides of the jacket there. So I think that would actually pretty much fit Jinx because she was a ninja and she was also like in the at least the animated version, a bit of a grease monkey. Often showed her like, being able to maintain and repair vehicles, which, kind of an odd combination, like ninja slash mechanic, but it's G.I. Joe, man. They do some weird stuff. So this elbow seems kind of sticky, and I'm just kind of trying to gradually turn it, but I think it's going to need some of the hair dryer treatment, which I will probably do after this video. So, but you can see her range of motion on the elbow that actually moves pretty good, greater than 90 degrees. Like traditional G.I. Joe action figures, her arms rotate all the way around, although this shoulder piece does kind of hinder it somewhat, a little bit, but it's flexible enough. I feel like you can still get a good range of motion out of it that way. It's like comes up about that far. That's not the shoulder piece getting in the way. That's actually just as far up as the arm goes. So yeah, her arms go about that far. She can do the splits no problem, even with the rubber piece around her waist to do like the hem of her jacket. It's still kind of you can get a good amount of range of motion out of that. She does have those fancy drop down hips. Legs go up about that far. It's nice that this rubber on these pieces is pliable enough that it doesn't really interfere with the articulation as much as you might expect. So that's good. She does have a boot cut, which a lot of these movie figures I've noticed don't have boot cuts. I know that Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow, pretty sure Storm Shadow didn't have one. I know Snake Eyes doesn't have one. Don't remember if Scarlet had one or not, but it seems like to me like sometimes the look of these costumes kind of interfered with the articulation. Like I remember that was a bad problem on Storm Shadow, how he had like those kind of funky pleated pants, and even though there was an articulation there, like if you rotated it, like the pleats wouldn't mesh up on the pants, so then his pants looked weird. So you couldn't really use that articulation like to display them on your shelf or anything. So she doesn't have any kind of backpack or anything whatsoever, but she does have these cool sword weapons. And I talked about these a little bit in the Kamakura video because he has the same weapons. They reused them for him. So it's these two, they're short swords with long handles. And we'll go ahead and fit them both in her hands so we can get a look at how she looks while she's holding those. And you can see they've got like little metal pieces at the end. I mean, not actual metal; it's plastic, but it's painted to look like metal. So she's got like these two weapons, and then the third weapon that she has is actually these same two weapons again, but where they attach together in the middle, like a staff, like Darth Maul's lightsaber, but as a katana sword instead of a lightsaber. So let's go ahead and fit that together. And it's got like a little bit of flexibility, but it's just rigid enough. This is about, to me, like the right kind of pliability you want to have on a weapon like this. A lot of times nowadays, especially with the McFarlane figures, I notice that they're a little too pliable and a little too rubbery, and then they get all flooby. But this one seems to hold its shape pretty well, so that's good. And one of the weapons the original Jinx figure came with was that staff with the two blades on either end. Fancier shaped blades than this, where they had all kinds of like scallops to it and everything like that. But it is nice that your not Jinx character comes with a staff. So really, like I said, this character probably should have just been Jinx in the movie, and I'm not sure why she wasn't. But she was a pretty good character. I liked this character in the movie. Like, I had a lot of issues with this movie, and I think most of us fans had a lot of issues with this movie, but I did really like some parts of it, and I thought they did a good job with Storm Shadow. I thought they did a good job with Scarlet, and I liked this character an awful lot. I thought the Baroness could have been better, but she wasn't horrible. She just had a bad haircut, and if she had like the more traditional sort of Baroness haircut, I think people would have been much kinder to that version of the character. But that's just my opinion. I think the main problem with the movie was that like Snake Eyes was an unlikable git. So, a lot of people are talking about, oh, it's good to have more Asian representation and have an Asian lead in a G.I. Joe movie. And I'm like, yeah, yes, it's probably good to have an Asian lead in a G.I. Joe movie, sure, but couldn't he like not be like a complete jackass? like, like he's really the villain of the movie. Like it's a villain antagonist. So, and like that's my main problem with the movie is that like basically Snake Eyes was the villain of the movie who, betrayed and destroyed the Ninja Clan, and Storm Shadow was completely justified in hating him at the end of the movie. So it's like, oh, they're talking about the end of the movie. Oh, we've got to find Storm Shadow and redeem him, and I'm like, you guys haven't even redeemed Snake Eyes yet. What are you talking about? Send Snake Eyes out to redeem Storm Shadow. Like, make a Batman movie where, like, okay, Joker, you have to go redeem Batman now. You see how silly that is? So yeah, it the movie wound up not making any money at the box office. Like it was a financial bomb. Uh, and now they're talking about making another GI Joe movie, and I'm like, can you guys please get it right this time? Like, really, the best one was Retaliation, and that's not saying a whole lot. It's not like a great movie, but it's still a fun movie for me to go back and revisit from time to time. I haven't watched Snake Eyes Origins since I saw it in the theater, and haven't really felt the desire to. Hell, I've gone back and rewatched Rise of Cobra. That was a movie that at the time I'm like, yeah, this movie's pretty bad, but it all of them really have some moments to them that I like. And one day I could see maybe the mood might strike me to go back and rewatch Snake Eyes Origins, and maybe I'll be a little more charitable to it at that time. Like I could see me watching that again before I could see me watching the Batman again. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Like I said, it turned out to be a pretty short one. So I'm at like almost 13 minutes right now, and honestly, that was a little longer than I thought it would go on. But whatever. I had fun talking about this figure, and I hope you had fun listening to me drone on about her. So yeah, she's next time you see her, she's going to be painted into a red outfit. So I will make sure to post some pictures of it in my YouTube community. So make sure you check my YouTube community from now and then, and I try to post some neat pictures in there for you guys to see. Sometimes I try to post things that are exclusive even to my YouTube channel, so that people got an incentive to look. But if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more like it, like I do these live because it's more convenient for me. But if you want to pop in and say something in the chat, make sure that you like the video, that you are subscribed to the channel, that you hit the little bell down there that will warn you whenever I go live, and you can tune in and join in on the fun. Like I say, I didn't really intend for these to be things where like I would interact with people, but I never mind interacting with people. I like interacting with people, so I would like to hear from you. And don't be afraid to leave a comment below, and we'll talk to you next time. Bye.